Take your place, make your mark, live your life. Take your place, make your mark, live your life. We are perception creators. We are perception creators. Has anyone ever said that? I think of the world as an empty canvas waiting on new thoughts to think. And for those perception creators, for those visionaries, for those people that have decided to take control of the concept of ideas, we're perception creators. I don't want to lose y'all, so I'm going to explain everything. I personally, this is my quote, this is my feeling. I personally think of the world as an empty canvas. A canvas is like the thing that the painters use. I think of the world as an empty canvas waiting on new thoughts to think. There are way more followers in the world than there are leaders. And then we have thought leaders. We have idea leaders. We have people that sit up every day with inventions and ideas trying to figure out what new perception, what new idea can I drop on the world. Never assume that people think of you the way you think of yourself. What perceptions are you creating? Huh? If you're going to put these negative perceptions out there about yourself, at least be conscious of it. When I wore that outfit, when I put on all that weight because I stopped working out, when I show up and I'm hanging out with these type of people, when I wear my hair like that, when I talk like that, when I get loud like that, when I get crazy like that, anything good, amazing, negative, horrible, or malicious, we are perception creators. We have control of the way people think of us, for the most part. You can't control every thought, but for the most part, how I feel about myself, I can put these thoughts and feelings out there in the universe through movies, through my music, through me just showing up to an event, doing an interview, anything. I am creating perceptions about me. There's a lot of very sick people that are very weird and very strange or very mysterious. And you love them as public figures. And then when they end up doing something, you're like, oh my God. It's almost like they have created who they are in your mind. Think about this. Think about this. People can say whatever they want to say about my brother's Vin Diesel's video that he did on Facebook. Let's stay there for a second. I ain't got no jokes coming. Don't worry about it. We good. Why was people so shocked? People can say, you know, he was dancing, he was this and that, but at the end of the day, the real truth is, y'all think of Vin Diesel as a dude with a bunch of muscles, deep voice, always serious, so serious. Why? Because that is the perception that he has created for himself through his movies, through his films, and that has went out there in the universe. Truth be told, he's silly, he's fun, he loves to have fun, all the above. Watch your finger, man, don't go over the camera lens. He loves to have fun, he cracks jokes, he's silly as ever, but no one knows that because he has never put those perceptions out there in the universe. So to give the world anything any different than the perceptions that are already out there about you, everybody is shocked, like, oh my God. So let's talk about it. Never assume that people think of you the way you think of yourself. Once you decide to put these perceptions out there in the universe, if you're not content with the way most of the people think of you, now you're on a mission to change those perceptions. And when you change those perceptions, people are going to either decide to roll with you or not. My mama always told me this, Tyrese, you are a gift from God. This is what my mama told me. Tyrese, you are a gift from God. You have been blessed with so many gifts and talents, natural gifts, natural talents, that if you unleash everything that you're capable of doing on the world at one time, it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be too much. You are a gift from God. You have so many talents. If you drop too much on people at one time, it's going to be overwhelming. So think about this. My career started with a Coca-Cola commercial. My career started with a 30-second Coca-Cola commercial. And I went from a 30-second Coca-Cola commercial to a record deal. Songs like Sweet Lady and Lately from my first album. Then I transitioned into being an MTV host, where I replaced Bill Bellamy as the host of MTV Jams. Remember that? Real fans know about this. Then I went from that and started modeling for Tommy Hilfiger. Then I got a big deal to be an exclusive model for Guess, right? Then I went from that and I did my first movie, Baby Boy. Then I went from Baby Boy to touring and hitting the road. Then my first movie, Baby Boy, went to Too Fast, Too Furious. That was my second movie. I've already published 2 New York Times best-selling books. Too many gifts, too many talents, long list of accomplishments, which I'm not going to go through right now. What is the point? I've decided that I'm going to take advantage of my America. This is my America. The only limits that are created are the ones that you create for yourself. Who am I to not take advantage of my America? I am a perception creator. I'm going to get you to think of me the way I want you to think of me. I am in control of the perceptions that I put out there in the universe. Now, in the midst of this, I'm going to piss a few people off. Why? Because as I do interviews, as I make comments, as I tweet certain things, it may be grammatical errors and typos and this and that, whatever the case may be, I'm putting these perceptions out there in the universe. People are deciding if they're rocking with you or not. I never claimed to be the biggest star. I'm me. I'm every bit of me. As a matter of fact, I never wanted to be the biggest star because I've been around some of the biggest stars in the world, and I don't like the pressure that comes with being considered super A-list. We are perception creators. What do you think of yourself? And if you have a problem with the way other people think of you, you have the power to change that. We are perception creators. The world is an empty canvas waiting on new thoughts to think. And it's on us to create those thoughts. So what are you thinking of right now? What is your surroundings? Are you broke? Are you unmotivated? Are you uninspired? Does anything and anybody around you have to do with the limits that seem to be created around your life and career? We are perception creators. We are perception creators. Try to think about this, man. Typecast. What is the definition of typecast? The definition of typecast is you have done the same type of roles. So it's really hard for me to look at you and take you serious with a different type of role that you may be trying to do. I wanted to create a different perception. I did an audition tape for Quentin Tarantino when I was one of the people that was up for the role for Django Unchained. Jamie Foxx landed the role. He smashed it and killed it out of the park. Jamie is one of my closest friends, and I decided that instead of me sending in a typical audition tape where I sit down in front of a chair, read some lines, and then send it to the director, Quentin Tarantino, I decided, just maybe, Quentin Tarantino thinks of me as a guy that could only crack jokes in Fast and the Furious, or do action movies like Transformers, or Fast and the Furious, whatever the case may be. So even if I don't land the role, what is the real goal? The goal is to create a new perception The goal is to have someone to look and think of me differently. And you can't assume that people can say, oh, I see him doing these type of movies, and if he came in for this type of role, which is dark and heavy and whatever else, he can pull it off. Don't ever make an ass of yourself from assuming. So what you have to do is you have to become a perception creator. So even though I didn't land the role for Django Unchained, between the casting agents, between all of the people, the producers, the director, everybody around the entire project, they think of me very differently because I planted seed that these are places that I can go as an actor, because I never assumed that they actually knew. So I won because great seeds were planted. So I want to post my video for the Django Unchained audition. And I'm just bringing y'all in, and I'm making y'all understand that we are perception creators. And that we should never assume that people think of us and our gifts and our talents and what we are capable of doing. We should never assume that people know that. I love y'all. This is probably my longest video ever. You excited about the Django Unchained? If you are, I'm going to be posting it at 5 o'clock today. Make sure, wherever you are in the world, make sure that you're in front of your computer at 5 o'clock California time. I don't even know, what is that, Western Standard, whatever? Yeah, anyway, 5 o'clock today, which will be 8 o'clock East Coast time, and wherever else you are in the world, you'll get it when you get it. If y'all make it to the end of this video, I want y'all to write Shayla Rocks. This is my daughter's. I got this shirt made. Shayla Rocks. That way I know y'all made it to the end of this video. Perception creators. Take control of your perceptions. Understand that ideas are physical. This beanie, something this small and this big, this beanie was first in somebody's mind. They got the idea out, now I can physically experience their ideas. This dresser drawer right here, this teddy bear. This was all somebody's thought and vision and idea first. Then they got it out. And now I said, wow, I love the way this dresser looks. I'm going to buy it. We are perception creators. We have ideas. We have visions. And unless you move on these visions and ideas, no one is ever going to experience it. What is that song? What is that movie script? What is that design that you may have created for people to buy into? If you want people to physically experience your ideas, get them out. Because right now, we're doing this video on an iPhone, which means that if Steve Jobs and his team had kept the iPhone in their minds, there wouldn't be no such thing as an iPhone. I love y'all. Peace.